Hello students, welcome to EduTap and welcome to the 12th lecture of ARD Static series. Today under Horticulture and Plantation we will study about the vegetative propagation. Okay Vishal, good afternoon. Okay Yogesh, I take your query but we will discuss the query at the end. So I think, I hope that is okay with you. Okay, so that now out of the way, let's start our class. We will discuss the query at the end of the video. So before starting, if you are new here, do remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel and join the PDF of our, if you want PDF of this particular lecture, you can join our Telegram channel too, where within 24 hours you will see the PDF is get updated. Okay, so again discussing the timetable, today we are discussing the vegetative propagation. Now, if we are discussing the ARD, okay, in ARD, the current affair are important, the static part is important, and in the current affair, I think you all are very clear that the recent months are very important, especially the 3 months. So, July current affair will be covered tomorrow. Okay, then we will continue the static series. So, I think that is okay with most of the students. So, do even if you have left the January, February, March, that is quite okay, but don't leave the July current affairs. Okay, now. Talking about today's lecture, we are today talking about the vegetative propagation that comes under the, you will see this particular topic under the horticulture and plantation. Now, what is this cultivation we are talking about? We will discuss it, but what kind of question are there? So, good afternoon everyone. So, what kind of question can be from this particular topic? So, what we'll do, we will take a look at the PYQ. Okay, a practice question is there, but that was a PYQ. Okay, sorry. This is the homework question that was given to you yesterday. So the question was, which of the following is a traditional storage structure? And I thought people won't notice and they will give one option, either A, B, C or D. But most of you have given the correct answer. Even in the chat box, also in the comment section, the answer was correct. If somebody want to attempt it right now who have missed, so you can do it right here. So I'll wait for a few seconds before the answer start coming. Okay, traditional storage. Okay, Rathod said the option D is there. So let's see. See, student, in this question, there are more than one correct answer. Okay, so if we leave your silo and cap, okay, the others are what? Others are all your traditional storage structure. Okay, the option will be your Kutla, Hagebu and Morai. These all are your traditional storage structure. Okay, option A, option C and option D. Kutla was hut like. इसमें हम थोड़ा सा यहाँ से छोड़ देते हैं ताकि बारिश वगैरह आए तो it won't come here, it will go down. Then Morai was also hut like, but it was mud made. Okay, it was more conical and this shape like. Okay, a little structure can be left here and platform is there in both. And Hagebu हम थोड़ा सा डिग करके होल टाइप था. Okay, so these are the answer. So those of you who haven't revised and had attempted the question wrong, I recommend you revise the video. Okay, make a list of all the structure that we have discussed in the particular topic. Question will be quite easy and quite simple from this particular topic. And again, see, when we are talking about the agriculture engineering, before 2018 there was one question I think in 3 years, but in 2021 seems like now NABARD is exploring this particular topic too, so there can be more questions, like 2 or 3 questions can appear this time. Okay, now moving to the next. Talking about the plantation now, so you can see in NABARD Grade A 2017 phase 1, there was a question from vegetative propagation and your question was, the eye of potato are useful for what? Your options are storage of food, vegetative propagation, sexual propagation, all of the above or none of the above. So what is this eye? What they are useful? What are the terminology we are reading? So we will discuss it all. Okay. So moving to the plants, first of all, see what happened. Usually when we have to get new plants, what farmer do? They obtain the seed. I think in seed certification we have also studied that good quality of seed are very important to get good quality of plants. And this good quality of plant will give you good quality of production. Okay, and this good quality of production will be responsible for your good GDP. Okay, upliftment of agriculture, income of the farmer. So that will be also, once we know that the seed is there, but how the seeds are obtained? They are obtained through your sexual reproduction. Now, what is this sexual reproduction? Since sexual reproduction, the gametes are formed. Okay, gametes means जो आपके cell है, they divide into two. Suppose 2n is the genetic material, it divide into n and n. Okay, genetic material, suppose आपके chromosome है 36, so they become 18 and 18. So this kind of division is there. So 18 come from father, okay, and 18 come from mother. So जो progeny होगी उसमें again 36 are completed. So this kind of reproduction is your sexual reproduction, and from there the seed will be produced. So I think that is quite basic and quite clear, but it will help you to understand this particular topic very good. Okay, so you will easily understand this particular topic. Okay, now talking about the asexual reproduction. See, we all know in plant what happened. Sexual reproduction we have seen the grains when we are eating seed, oil seed when we are eating seeds. Okay, millet and all coarse grain we are eating seed. So we all know seeds are very useful for oil and grain both. But now there is another method. When we talk about this horticultural plants, floral plants, fruit plants, all that ornamental plant, in these, what happened? Sometimes seed is not there. Naturally or artificially, there are some method which doesn't need to, form the gametes, and we can simply obtain the progeny from the particular plant. Okay, so that is your asexual propagation or asexual reproduction. So asexual propagation, what are the different kind of method we do? Again, what is asexual reproduction? कि भाई आपके गैमीट नहीं बन रहे, ये आपका अगर प्लांट सेल था, सपोज ओरिजिनली इसके पास 36 क्रोमोसोम है, these 36 के 36 डायरेक्टली गेट कॉपीड, कोई चेंज नहीं है. Okay, they directly get copied in the asexual reproduction. 2n से 2n, यानी 36 क्रोमोसोम है, 36 से 36 get copied. So कार्बन कॉपी पेरेंट होते हैं. So जो भी मदर प्लांट होगा उसी की प्रोजेनी भी सिमिलर होगी. जेनेटिकली देयर विल बी नो डिफरेंस. सो दैट इज योर एसेक्सुअल प्रोपोगेशन. अब एसेक्सुअल प्रोपोगेशन होती किस किस टाइप की है? सो दैट कैन बी योर कटिंग, लेयरिंग, ग्राफ्टिंग, बडिंग, प्लांट मॉडिफाइड ऑर्गन्स और माइक्रो प्रोपोगेशन. सो वी विल डिस्कस इट. We'll see what kind of cutting are there, layering are there, grafting is there, budding is there, plant modified organ, what does this mean, what organs are there, and micro propagation. This is a little advanced, and what is this? So simply by name, going by name, let's quickly see so that you can understand कि भाई हो क्या रहा है. Okay, see in cutting what we do, we cut the plant, and this one act as a new plant now. Okay, this one will again grow into another plant, this one will grow another plant. So from one plant after cutting you have two plant. In layering what we are doing, the plant is still attached, और हम क्या कर रहे हैं, इसको बीच में डिस्टर्ब कर दे रहे हैं और यहाँ से रूट फॉर्म हो जा रही है. सो दैट इज योर लेयरिंग. ओके, टॉकिंग अबाउट ग्राफ्टिंग व्हाट वी आर डूइंग, we are disturbing but keeping the parent plant there, and we are introducing a certain part in this particular mother plant. Okay, we are not totally destroying or totally copying it, but we are introducing another plant from there, and the other plant will started to grow here. Okay, in budding what we are doing, buds are there. So small new buds there, we are introducing it into some other plant. Okay, or mother plant we are introducing it. Now talking about the plant modified organ. Modified organ में क्या हो रहा है? We are not using seeds, but from the plant itself there are some other kind of organ. They are acting as a new seed. Although they are not seed, but since these particular organ can be used to grow new plant, they will be called as the plant modified organ. Of course, this is not again seed. These are some other organs. Can be leaf, can be other thing that we will study. Don't worry. Okay, now talking about micro propagation. It's a kind of tissue culture. We take any kind of any tissue from the plant and we grow it into full plant. So again, this is advanced one. But I think everybody has a rough idea what we are going to study. Of course, we will study cutting, layering, grafting in a detail once we move. But if anybody has any confusion or any doubt from this particular topic or what we want to study, can ask me right now. So you can see the board too. So I think everybody is clear. If you are clear on the topic, so that I can move, do let me know that too, ki everything is clear or I should move. Okay, or fine, Albert say. So I think there are no doubt coming. So I think we will move, and if anybody had doubt, do let me know in the chat. I'll answer in between. Okay. So now first of all we will discuss about the cutting. So what is cutting? Simply you are cutting the plant. That is cutting. Now cutting can be hardwood cutting, semi-hardwood cutting, and softwood cutting. Going simply by the name hardwood means the plant stem that we are taking or the part we are taking will be a little harder. Okay, talking semi-hardwood, semi something means not completely hardwood, not completely softwood. It is somewhat in between. Okay, talking about micro propagation. Okay, don't worry. We will talk Vishal and Raghavi. Don't worry. We will explain every method that, but it was a overlay, just overlay, you know what we are going to study. That okay, grafting and budding you want to use. Sushma, do you want to have a rough idea, or what I'll do, see, later on we will discuss layering grafting too, so I'll explain it there too. Okay, I'll introduce it again, but rough idea you should know that in budding and grafting what will happen, there will be a plant parent material and we will introduce a foreign plant in there. How we will do it, I'll discuss it, and what is the difference between grafting and budding, that we will discuss again too. Okay, Sushma, if it is okay with you, do let me know, but if you want to, okay, nahi mujhe dobara samajhna, to you can ask that too, so do let me know in the chat box too. Okay, so for now we are studying about the cutting. Okay, so we have discussed hardwood cutting. It means wood halki se hard hogi, just go by the name and roughly. Okay, then semi hardwood cutting, पूरी तरह wood hard भी नहीं हो रखी, and but it is not soft again. Okay, talking about the softwood cutting, softwood means a tender, जो new wood है, very soft wood that we are using. Now we will discuss it कि exam में how you should answer the question, what kind of question will be there, and what should you know about the thing. See, when we are talking about the hardwood cutting, what is this hardwood we are talking about? This is the wood that has been grown on the same current year. Suppose आपका 2022 चल रहा है, जो wood आपकी 2022 में grow हो रखी है, that wood is your hardwood cutting. So everybody is clear? ये आपको पता होना चाहिए hardwood. What does it mean? The branch that has grown in the current year. Okay, talking about the semi hardwood. Semi hardwood means the full year has not been completed, but it is not like कि अभी अभी grow आ रखी है. Hello Hemant, so अभी अभी grow वो आ रखी है. So tender shoots and the plant between tender shoot and the branches of the current year growth show brown blotches will be there. Then talking about the softwood, the very tender green wood जो अभी आपकी grow हो रखी है, so that will be used in the softwood cutting. Now in picture you can see that will be further clear to you. See, these are the brown wood, and these wood would be will be taken from a plant or a tree, and these wood will be grown on the same year. Okay, so these wood will be your hardwood. Talking about semi hardwood, see, ये completely हमारी वो नहीं हो रखी है, brown नहीं हो रखी है, and completely green भी नहीं है. These are somewhat in between. This is a little more mature, this is a little less mature, but these two will be called as the semi hardwood. Okay, कुछ brown part अभी grow हो रहे हैं, but it is not completely semi hardwood, but कुछ part green है, but it is not tender as the softwood. So this is called as semi hardwood. Moving to the softwood, see, very tender, काफी soft होंगे, if you know, and they are a little bit elastic too. ये थोड़े से आप इनको मोड़ेंगे तो they won't break easily. Okay, they will be a little bent. So this one is particularly your soft stem wood, soft stem cutting, or the soft stem wood that will be used. Okay, if you can know कि कटिंग में क्या है, यू आर सिंपली कटिंग द प्लांट, देयर इज नॉट मच टू अंडरस्टैंड. आपने कट किया, आपने मिट्टी में लगाया, न्यू प्लांट हैज ग्रोन, सो दैट इज योर कटिंग. कटिंग में आप कौन से वुड को यूज करें फॉर कटिंग? इफ यू आर यूजिंग कि जो एक साल के अंदर वुड आ रखा है, दैट इज हार्डवुड कटिंग. सेमी हार्डवुड कटिंग कि एक साल उसको अभी पूरा नहीं हुआ, बट इट इज नॉट वेरी सॉफ्ट, की काफी टेंडर नहीं है, ब्राउन ब्लॉचेस आने लग गए हैं, सो दैट इज योर सेमी हार्डवुड. एंड जो अभी नया टेंडर ग्रीन प्लांट है, दैट पार्ट ऑफ स्टेम यू आर यूजिंग, सो दैट विल बी कॉल्ड, सॉरी, that will be called as the softwood cutting. So then again, for your exam, what you will have to remember, see, direct question will be there from the examples. So what you will have to remember, you will have to remember the examples. So talking about hibiscus, the hardwood cutting is there. This pomegranate is important. आपके अनार में क्या होता है, hardwood cutting होती है, that you will have to remember. Then another example is henna. For this particular example can directly can be asked in your examination. Now moving to semi hardwood cutting, see, gaduchi is there, bhringraj is there, piper is there. Okay, now moving to the softwood cutting, usually what happen in the case of herbs, we see that. So herbs में usually softwood cutting होती है, and the examples are brahmi and gurmad. Okay, so if everybody is clear on the cutting, and if there are no doubt, do let me know. अगर किसी को doubt है तो write your doubt, and if there are no doubt, so you can say that there are no doubt or everything is clear or anything. Okay, do let me know your response so that I can move ahead. Okay, seems like everything is clear to everybody because there is no doubt coming. So now let's move to the next part. Okay, so now moving to the next part, layering. Layering is again very easy. We are kind of cutting the plant, but we are not cutting the plant. So what I am talking about, see, there is your plant, and that is its branch. So it's going, and there are plants that are growing from there. So we won't directly, cut this particular part of the plant from the parent material. See, parent plant ये है जहाँ से ये particular branch आएगी. So ऐसा नहीं कि we are totally separating it, but what we are doing, it's still attached to this. We will put a soil here. Okay. अब ये क्या होगा, जैसे ही we have added the soil or we have done, जैसे ही हमने add कर दिया soil and we have done something, so यहाँ पे new roots grow होना शुरू हो जाएंगे. Okay. Since अब क्या होगा, आपने ये grow कर दिया है, यहाँ soil is there, now the new roots are there. So what will happen now, this branch, this will act as a new plant. So now you have original plant, plant 1, and new plant, plant 2. So these will be the two plants. Okay, so this is the basic of layering. Now how we can introduce the layering and what are the different kind of layering. So we will study about the air layering, simple layering, mold layering, continuous layering, serpentine layering. Okay, these we will discuss. These are 5 kind of layering. So talking about the air layering, see, again quite easy. What we are doing, as the name suggests, air. So as I have told you कि हम यहाँ soil use करें, we are replacing this particular factor. How we can replace it, and if you are not using the soil, how layering can be achieved. See, what we do, this is your plant and we are completely removing a part of this plant. Okay, जो हमारी outer layer है plant की stem की, we are removing that. Okay. You can see in the picture ये brown branch नहीं दिख रही होगी, light brown color है. Why? Because outer cambium जो है, we have removed it. Now what will happen? We will further introduce some kind of water holding medium there. So हम either coir of coconut or anything we will introduce there. So हम ताकि it will act as a medium that will maintain the humidity. Okay, हमने introduce किया, then we further cover it, the particular part from the polythene. I think in the case of lychee or other plantation you have seen कि polythene लगी हुई है stem के बीच में. So what is that? That is the air layering. So what happen now? After few times the upper part will start growing the roots. Okay, once the root is visible, what you'll do, you'll simply remove it from here and you have new plant here. Okay, this will act as a new plant now. So that is how air layering is done. Why we are calling it air layering? See, no soil is anyway involved in the air layering. So what for exam you'll have to remember, they won't ask you for the procedure कि भाई procedure लिखो air layering का. What they will ask you for the example कि from following example in which of the plant air layering will be used. Okay, so your option are gooseberry, termite, lychee, guava, mango and Persian lime. Okay, these are the plants in which the air layering is done. Now moving to the simple layering. What is simple layering? See, the basic concept I have told you is similar to simple layering. There is your plant. Okay, and when it's bent a little, or what you do, if the plant is flexible, you bend it yourself. Okay, and then you put the soil there. After a few time, what will happen? There will be a stimulation of root growth. Once these roots are grown, this will be detached, and now this will act as a new plant, and this is already your plant that was growing. Okay, parent plant is already there, and now there is a progeny plant too, so you have 2 plants. Similar method of simple layering is used in the climbing rose and rhododendron. Okay, quite easy, quite simple, these two. Now moving to the mold layering. Now see what happened in mold layering. First of all, you will let your plant grow. Okay, once your plant has grown, and suppose this is the stem part and this was the original root part. Okay, this was the stem, this was the original root part, and this was your land, and above the land this was the part. So from, suppose after growing for like 4 months, after the branch there will be 2 sub branches that will grow. So what we will do, we will increase or make a mold like structure with the help of the soil. And what will happen, once we have made this mold, these 2 branches will start growing their own roots and will act as the 2 branches. If there are 3 branches, there can be 3 plants simultaneously you can grow. If there are 4, so number of branches will develop into number of plants. Okay, this was again very easy. As you can see in the picture, see, ये हमारा original plant था और originally soil यहाँ होनी चाहिए. But what we did, after the bifurcation or division came of the branch, we put a mold there. So हमने जैसे ही मिट्टी लगाई, it stimulated the root growing property of the plant. So branches started to grow root. So that is what the root, you can see the mold layering will be. As you can see in practical layer, in good pictures, or if you go and see by your eyes, you will see something like that. Again, this structure will be underground. So this kind of mold layering happen in apple, pear, quince, currant, gooseberry and other fruit crop. Okay, so basically it is again, if we are talking about horticulture and root crop, all these asexual methods are very much useful in this, particularly horticulture and vegetation crop. Okay, talking about the serpent layering. Okay, before that, let's discuss the continuous layering. In continuous layering, what happens? See, your single parent is there, and from your single parent, it's not like you have put one branch and that will grow only one plant. What we do, this simple branch that we bury, इससे आपके एक से ज़्यादा plant will grow. Okay, suppose this was your plant, original plant. इसकी एक branch यहाँ है, एक branch यहाँ है, एक branch यहाँ है, एक branch है. So every branch will have individual plant, and if there are sub branching from there, more than one plant can grow. But just a simple layering में one branch. See, one branch is giving one plant. In continuous layering, a single branch can have more than one plant. Okay, so this is the continuous layering. It is a part of or alike the simple layering, but it will have more than one plant at a time. Okay, so now moving to the serpentine layering. See, serpentine layering, what happens? Your creep like or the plant is very flexible. So in that case, what you do? You put the one layer or one sub branch of the plant underground. So at every layer, but you won't do it continuously. कि suppose आपकी ये branch है, at some part you will put it underground, then you will expose it to air, then you will put it underground, then you will expose it to air, then underground, then layer. Now what will happen? Whatever part you have put underground or put a soil on will grow as a different layer or different plant. Okay, so this is the serpentine layering, and as you can see in the picture, from a single layer there are multi plant that can be grown. See, original plant हमने इसमें लगा रखा है. Further, you are exposing it to soil, then exposing it to air, then soil, air, soil, air, soil, air, and every part that you have put in the soil will grow as an individual plant, and that is used in the heart leaf, philodendron, then photos, then wisteria, and clematis and grapes. So among these you can see the serpentine layering is done. Okay. Okay, give me a moment. Okay, so that was your layering. If everything is clear in the layering, do let me know in the comment so that we can move. If anybody had any doubt, you can write in the chat so that I can discuss that. Okay. Do let me know. I'll wait for the doubt if anybody has any doubt. And again, what you'll have to study for the examination, first of all, remember the name of the method, then you'll have to remember the name of the examples. Okay, very important are example, because direct question will be there. Nobody will ask. Thank you so much. Nobody will ask what are the methods or to explain the method, but they will ask you for the example. Okay. Now let's move to the, if everything is clear, we will move. Okay. So seems like nobody has doubt. See, continuous layering, what happened in continuous layering? The whole branch is not very flexible and you are putting whole branch. Okay, this is your whole branch and you are completely putting it under the soil. This whole branch will be covered by the soil. But in serpentine or the serpentine layering, what you are doing? You are periodically, burying your plant. So what you are doing, this is the branch. First of all, the branch will be flexible, of course. Then what you are doing, this part will be exposed to the soil, then put it in the air, then soil, then air, then soil, then air. So continue. What happened in serpentine, a snake-like structure is happening first of all, then on a periodic level or on an alternate level you are doing air and soil. Okay. Ma'am, simple layering. Simple layering, what happens? See, one branch can give one plant, and in continuous layering, what is happening? The similar branch you are putting under the soil, this will cause to grow more than one plant. If this particular branch that you have buried, suppose it has more than one branch. एक branch यहाँ है. Let me clarify. So suppose this is your branch. अब इस branch में क्या है? There are more than one sub branches. Okay, ये है. So what happened? If we use simple layering, we will put soil here, and this whole sub branch and branch part will grow only into one one plant. Okay, but what will happen once we are doing the continuous layering? We will put this whole branch under the soil, and this branch will give one plant, this branch will give another, this will give another, another. So similar, from the one branch that you have put under the soil, various plant will grow. Okay, various progeny will be received. So is that clear? Everybody clear? Simple layering, continuous layering, and serpentine. Seem like confusion appearing here. Everybody is clear? If you are clear, okay, who are? Raghavi, if you are clear, do let me know. Urmila, if you are clear, do let me know. Fisheries, of course, we will take the classes, don't worry. As you can see in the timetable too. So once we are done with the vegetative propagation, breeding, then again animal husbandry will be there. And then classification of fish we will do, that we will study. See, it depends on the plant. Okay, different kind of plant you are using and what kind of soil you are doing. So it all depends on that. If you are using the clayey soil, of course you don't need to go too deep. But if you are using sandy soil, the soil will be, you know what will happen? The sandy soil, what they have very low water holding capacity. So it all depends on the plant or the combination you are using, what kind of climate is there, and if the soil is not, you know, infested with some other thing, or if the bird attack is there, what kind of method you are using, management level. So that is not, again, that is why not I have not explained it here, and that is not what I have given here. Why? Because again, if you go into deep, that will be too deep for your examination and they won't ask you. 7th September is working. Kumar, I'm not clear on your question. I mean, working day, it should be working day for the people. So I have no idea about what your question. Please clarify on your question or expand it a little so I can understand your question. But let's move. If everybody is clear on that layering, I think simple, continuous and serpentine is clear. So I think Raghavi and Sushma both have said yes. So I think we should move. Now talking about the grafting. Again, let's simply first of all understand the grafting. Okay, in this particular slide we will understand about the grafting. Then when we will move to the budding, I'll discuss the difference. I think it is okay with Raghavi. So don't worry, I'll clarify it to you, and if it is not clarified to you, you can ask me again. So first of all, when we are talking about the grafting, simply what we are doing, there is a plant. So in cutting we are taking a similar plant and dividing into two. Layering, we are taking a simple plant and dividing into two. But suppose there is a plant, it is very productive, give good number of fruits, but the plant is very prone to the diseases or the pest attack. So what you do, there is another species of the plant, of the similar plant, that is plant A and plant B. So this B plant is very productive. Okay, we will write productive P. So this plant is productive, give good number of food, good number of branches, easy budding is there, okay, number of flowers are good. But the problem is pest attack is there, disease attack is there, and it is very fragile. So what do we do? We take similar species, we find a different plant that has some properties that this particular plant doesn't have. Okay, or what happened if this particular plant is good and we want to divide it, but the variety that we have is not very good. So what we do in that case, we take a part of this plant and we take a part of this plant. So this plant will have root. Okay, we will keep it there. We will take a part from the plant B and we will try to grow the plant B through the medium A. Now what is the advantage of grafting we are talking about? See, in here, before we have studied the layering and the cutting, what happened? In cutting, simply a plant can be divided into one or two plants. In this, what we can do, we can take a particular part and at the same time, at one moment, in 1 month, if you have 5 or 6 branches or 5 or 6 part that we are taking, 5 or 6 plant can be prepared at the one time. That it means, suppose, okay, I think this is the main plant. This is the plant you want to grow. Okay, take one more plant. So what you will do, you will cut this part and you will put this in this one. You will cut this part, you can put this in this one. You cut this part in this one, you cut this part on this one. See, in a similar manner, at one time you have grown 4 plants. So this is the advantage of grafting. You don't need to wait कि भाई ये divide होगा, then I take another part from there, okay, or wait for this. So at the same time, at the same time and without destroying it. और आपको starting से कुछ नहीं करना पड़ रहा है, ये नहीं कि at the end your plant is small and then it started growing. You are getting advantage कि some stages has been already covered. कुछ life cycle उसने complete कर लिया, now flowering stage is there or whatever you want, the stage is appearing here. Okay, so this is the advantage of grafting. I think everybody is clear on the grafting, basic what grafting is. So now we will discuss about the type of grafting. So in type of grafting, what we are doing, this is approach grafting, this is NR grafting, wedge grafting and Wiener grafting, and there are further other method too, that are epicotyl, softwood, cleft, tongue or whip, or the bridge grafting. So that we will study. Okay. So first of all, talking about the approach grafting, quite easy. Simplest type of grafting is the approach grafting. So what we are doing in the approach grafting, suppose this is your plant A and this is your plant B. Same species is there. You can't grow, mango you can't take and the neem you can't take. So mango variety A, mango variety B you will take. B में कुछ properties अच्छी होंगी. A will be, suppose its wood is resistant to disease. So आपको यहाँ पे branch grow करनी है. This wood will have the property or it can withstand the temperature, the property you want. So at the same time you are getting the advantage or the good of the both world. And you are the branch you are growing, it has already completed some stages, so you don't have to go to the start point. Okay, so talking about the approach grafting, what is happening? So A and B, similar species of plant are there. We are closing them. Then what we are doing, for some time we will cut the some part. Suppose this is plant A, this is plant B. We will cut some part here, we will cut some part here, and we will close them. After a few time, what happened? We cut. इसका हमें जो पार्ट नहीं चाहिए ये कट कर लेते हैं, मतलब जो हमारा मेन प्लांट है. सपोज दिस प्लांट वी ओनली नीड रूट, सो इसके टॉप वी विल कट इट, एंड फ्रॉम दिस प्लांट वी वांट द अपर पार्ट, सो वी विल टेक इट हियर एंड वी विल रिमूव इट फ्रॉम द रूट पार्ट. ओके, सो दिस इज अप्रोच ग्राफ्टिंग. अगेन व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, टू समराइज इट कंप्लीटली, सी दिस पार्ट विल बी नोन एज stalk and it will have root. Okay, this part will be stalk. Then what we are doing, we are introducing a scion there. Okay, a scion we are picking it. This will have leaf again or can not have leaf. This we will discuss. So what we are doing, this scion part is for now is attached to its parent plant. See, अभी भी parent plant से वो attached है. We keep it close and then we will cut the scion part. We cut from the bottom. It means the root part is removed. The stalk part we cut from the top. It means branch are removed from the stalk and roots are removed from the scion part. So that will be your approach grafting. If everybody is clear on approach grafting, I know it's a little difficult. If you don't have agriculture background, it can be difficult to understand the grafting and type. But if everything is clear, we will take it slowly. And everything clear, do let me know in the comments so that I can move to NR grafting. There's no problem. If anybody has any doubt, I'll re-explain it. No problem. Okay, so do let me know, and if everything is clear you can give a positive response, so I know ki okay, everything is clear, we should move. Okay, okay, seem like everybody has understood the approach grafting. Now let's move to the NR grafting. So NR grafting, first thing you have to understand is it is a type of approach grafting. ठीक है, ज्यादा different नहीं है, it is kind of similar, but what is the difference? What we are doing, again see, in arc means a curve like structure will be there. So what we will do, we will take a flexible part of plant, we will put it a little outside or we will make a arc like structure. Then again we will remove some part of stem from here, some part of stem from there. Okay, then we will close it completely, seal कर देंगे इसको भाई. Okay, then what will happen after a few time, slowly what we do V cutting. It means suppose still this part is the scion part we are taking is still attached to the mother plant. The stalk part we have is still having the branches. So what we will do, slowly for a week, एक week में आएंगे, we will cut this part a little, जो scion का part है इसको root से हल्का सा काटेंगे, stalk part की stem हल्की सी काटेंगे. So after 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 weeks, after 4 week what you will do, you will completely remove this scion part, you will completely remove, and the stalk, the branches you will remove from the stalk. After the 4 week, you will see your plant will be completely like, okay, this is your stalk and from the scion will grow. So this particular this particular, after the inarching, after 4 weeks, okay, 4-week time period is there, the plant will look like something this, and after, okay, so this will be your plant. It will look like this. This part is stalk, okay. So stalk will be there, and from there you will see scion growing, okay. So stalk will have no further V-like branches on stalk. Stalk will have no branches and scion will have no roots. Okay, this will happen in the inarch grafting. So it's a kind of approach grafting, but again, what we are doing, we are making an art-like structure. We are exposing a little scion part, a little stalk part. Then we are closing it. Okay, there should be no gap. Again, if there is a gap, there is a chances your grafting will fail. Okay, and if the plant is prone to disease, a disease or anything can attack here too. So what you will do, you will completely seal it. Okay, by polythene or any structure, you will seal it. After particular, 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, what you will do, this sealed part you won't disturb, but the scion you will slowly remove at some length from the parent material, and this stalk part you will remove the upper branches, but you will not completely remove it. Why? See, if you completely totally you just started the plant and you remove it, the plant will come under the shock, and again your grafting will fail, and there is a high chance that both your plant will die. The parent material from where you are taking the stalk and the scion do. So both will die. In that case, what you have to do, you have to be slow. You have to, in our grafting again, take very much time. You will slowly remove it. Suppose this is your stalk part. So from your stalk part, you have to remove the branches, but you will do it slowly. So top at 1 week you come, okay, you have removed some few centimeters. Then for second week you will remove some centimeters. Then third week you will remove some centimeters. Okay, in the stalk part you will do. In scion, what you have to do, from the root you can remove it, but you have to remove a good amount of, you have to leave the good amount of parent part too, and you can only remove it when the scion part is completely attached to your stalk part. If it is not removed, if it is not attached and you completely remove it, what happen, ये इससे attached भी नहीं हो रखा and तुमने remove कर दिया, so where it will get nutrient from nowhere, so it will die. So what you have to do, you have to be, you can slowly cut stalk part, but for this particular cut you will have to keep some, you will have to wait a little. Okay, once you are sure ki, okay, after 4 weeks this particular part is green, it means that is completely attached to your parent part. Now you can completely detach it from here, and this part you can completely detach it from here, and your plant shape will be something like this, and this is the removed part will be there. Okay, so if everybody is cleared on the inarching, again this concept is same. The little thing you have to remember is it will be a little arched first up, and you have to remove it very carefully, and after a long time, 4-week time you'll have to give. That is the main difference between approach grafting and inarch grafting. There is not much difference in the concept, but the time and the plant you are doing it takes the difference. So inarch grafting is mainly done in the mango and guava. Okay, so if everybody is clear, if you have any doubt, just do let me know, I'll re-explain it. But for now, let's move to the next, let's move to the veg grafting. So what we are doing in the veg grafting, see here what you are doing, first of all, you don't need any leaf either in your stalk part or your scion part. So both, it is ideal that the both part will be similar height, similar diameter, and similar kind of plant there. So we will see ki depth hamari, thickness hamari both branches ki same ho. See what will happen if the thickness is not similar. So agar aapki plant part ki thickness, if your scion part ki thickness zyada hai, so your parent or the stalk part will not be able to completely attach to it. So क्योंकि ये बहुत जरूरी है कि both your branches are sealed very properly to prevent any disease and for good grafting. So what we prefer कि both should be a little identical in the inarching grafting. Okay, similarly in approach grafting we see कि both the branches are similar kind of. Okay, the diameter, everything is similar. So now moving to the veg grafting. First of all, in veg grafting you will have to keep in mind that we don't need any leaf on either scion or stalk. Then see approach grafting, what you do, you notice the plant. If it remain green, you can, if it remain green and if it seem like it's attached, you can completely remove it. Okay, there is not again roses you can see can be easily grafted. For peaches it takes a little time, but not 4 weeks. So for 4 weeks it becomes inner grafting, and approach grafting a little earlier to that. Okay. Now moving to the wedge grafting again, no leaf of scion, no leaf on stalk will be there. And what happened in this particularly wedge grafting? See, what you are doing, you are making a wedge-like structure. Now, what is this wedge-like structure we are talking about? You see, there we have made pencil-like or the sharp structure. Okay, this kind of triangular, inverted triangle we have made out of the scion. Now, what happened in your stalk? In your stalk, according to the size of scion, we make a V-like structure, a little cut that will be fit into the stalk. So what we are doing, it's a kind of lock key mechanism. This particular scion part will fit into the stalk part. In this, what we were doing, we were exposing a little part of this, but in this wedge part we are completely fixing it, or we are completely putting it. And also this process is what, see, these processes what they were somewhat vertical horizontal processes. These both plants were standing and we were grafting them. But then what we are doing in this is vertical process. Okay, what we are doing, scion with no leaves, we are making it sharp pencil-like structure, and we are putting it in the stalk where a small cut is there. Okay, a cut will be made and scion will fit into that. Again, what you have to keep in mind there, the depth. Scion की जो depth है of the sharp part and the stalk की part that is cut into कितना deep है वो, that should be similar for the proper wedge grafting. Then again, once you put it together, you will tape it, you will seal it. After a few times, they will become one plant. Okay, or your wedge in your wedge grafting, the stalk will provide the nutrient to the scion part. So that is your wedge grafting. Again, wedge grafting is done in your avocado, passion fruit, and some citrus fruits. Okay. So that is your wedge grafting. Now talking about the Wiener grafting. So what we are doing again, see, from your stalk part, what we are doing, we are removing a small wedge-like structure. Okay, but here what we are doing, we were completely putting the structure, but in this particular part we remove from root stock, especially मतलब root के पास का जो zone है, we are removing some part and we are introducing scion into it. Again, what we have to do, see, in this particular structure, when we are talking about the Wiener grafting, what we do, we will first of all sharpen our scion. So a little structure, knife-like structure, or the inverted triangle structure will be made into the scion. And in stalk, what we will do, we will again put a V-like hollow structure. So again, lock key-like mechanism will be there, and we will put it. But what is the difference between Wiener and wedge grafting? Here you need कि आपके scion के पास leaf and other material to do photosynthesis are available. Okay, we can't take a risk, and again, so that is needed in your Wiener structure. In wedge grafting, you don't need any leaf. You'll have to completely naked your plant. Especially, and sometimes what you'll have to do in the wedge grafting, you'll also have to remove the cambium, जो outer bark है, that you'll have to remove. Okay, for successful wedge grafting. Now talking about the Wiener grafting, again you have put a sharp V-like structure in the scion, and a little part you will break from the stalk part or the parent plant. Then you will fix them both, and then you will seal them. So that is your Wiener grafting. And mango, fir, maple and pine are the plant where Wiener grafting is there. So if everybody is clear on the 4 grafting method, we can move to the next grafting method. Do let me know in the comment quickly, so that we can move quickly. Again, don't go for too much technicality. What you have to remember, and this particular part I am explaining, that is for you to understand. But what's important is you remember the example and the name of the grafting. Okay, this is very important. Always go for the name and example. Okay, approach grafting, what we are doing, suppose there are 2 plants. We are quite simple and quite basic approach grafting is there. What we are doing, we are taking 2 plants, we are removing some part of it, and we are quickly fixing it. Again, plant should be green. Okay, and similar kind of plants should be there. And first of all, what you have to do in approach grafting, again in our grafting I have explained, if you are clear. So approach grafting is a kind of in our grafting, but what we do in approach grafting, quick cutting can be there, and your plant will somewhat look like this. Okay, from the stalk part, what you have to remember, the stalk and scion you should remember. Okay. No, Raghavi, you just need to understand the method of grafting. There is no need to remember कि approach में ये होता है, इसमें होता है. What you'll have to remember is name of the grafting and examples. That is enough for your NABARD examination. We will cover the PYQ and you will see the question are quite direct and quite basic. But the NABARD want to make sure that you have touched the topic or you have studied the topic. So again, you are not going for the agriculture exam and you are not doing any field work in the agriculture, so that part is not important कि आपको करके दिखाना है या होना है या पता होना चाहिए. But you should remember कि किस part में क्या होता है. So prepare a little smartly since the exam is on 7 and the date is there. Okay. Okay. So sorry. Approach grafting clear, Vishal, or should I re-explain it? Okay. Sorry, Harshal. Is approach grafting clear or should I re-explain it? Please do let me know quickly so we can move. There are 4 more methods, then budding is there. I think we should move. So other you can see the epicotyl, cleft, tongue, softwood grafting and bridge is there. Okay. So now going to epicotyl, see what happened in some plant. There are seed and there are hard seeds. Suppose there is mango, there is walnut. In these case, what we do? First of all, we put them under soil. हमने सॉइल में डाल दिया. जैसे ही इसमें स्प्राउट आई, what we do, we take a original branch, we put a little part removed from the epicotyl branch and we put the total new sprout in the stock material, and this is epicotyl grafting. Quite easy, there is not much to understand. The thing you will have to understand is कि भाई इसमें जो top part होता है that we have to use, and in epicotyl, okay, you need to put it in the ground and you need to use the sprout. Okay, so this is your epicotyl, and of course your seed should be hard. So this is basically done is in the mango and walnut. Please, this example is again very important. Do remember it. Now moving to the soft grafting, softwood grafting. So similarly, you are doing basic grafting that we do, but what you are using, again you are using softwood. Softwood क्या होती है? The green part or the tender shoots. So you are using this. So what you are doing, again you are making a pen-like structure. You are cutting it, okay, in V shape. You are putting it there and you are simply taping it. After a few times, you will see softwood grafting. Say you will have stalk and sign attached. The example are mango, sapotra, jackfruit, cashew, tamarind, brinjal and hibiscus. So these are the plants where softwood grafting is done. Now talking about the cleft grafting, what happens? See again, very interesting is the cleft grafting. So usually what we do in the grafting, since for now we have done कि थोड़ा सा size जो वो similar हो, one should fit in other. But in cleft grafting, what we do, the stock material we take is a very thick wood, trunk-like structure is there. So for cleft grafting, you pick one. But with the cyan part you take, that's a soft or the semi-soft wood, or the ear wood is there, or the hardwood is there. So you pick it, you again put a similar wedge-like, cut-like structure, horizontal cut-like structure in the parent part. Then what you do, you put cyans, and a good example is you can put multiple cyan in the similar plant. See, from the example, if it is not clear, you can see in the picture. This is the real picture, and this part is again your stalk part. See how much the thickness is there, and for the cyan part you have very thin parts. So see, this is your cyan and this is your stalk. So I think everybody can notice the difference in the diameter. So that is your cleft grafting. This is basically used in the apple. Again, in apple another method is used, that is tongue whip grafting. What you are doing, you are making this Z-like structure or the V-like structure, a claw-like structure. Okay, जैसे claw होते हैं ना, you are making both the stalk and the cyan in the similar manner. Then what you are doing, you are interlocking these two structure. Okay, and it will fit quite good. Okay, वो एक दूसरे को lock कर लेंगे. You are making Z-like structure. You are making Z-like structure. So invert the cyan and put it in the stalk. So this will be the tongue or the whip-like grafting, again done in the apple. Okay, now moving to the bridge grafting, what is happening? See, sometimes your plants get damaged. As you can see in the picture, in the forest fire or lightning is there, something is there. So what happens, your plant is damaged, and suppose this is a very advantageous plant for the forest or the orchard. So what you do bridge grafting. You take a similar branch-like structure of the similar species, you put clear the cambium. Okay, you will clear the cambium from the stem and root part. The problem here is what happens when your plant is damaged. No fruit or the material or the nutrient are going from soil to the stem. So no exchange of mineral and nutrient is there from stem to root. So what you will do, you will make a bridge. You will put new branches okay, around the damaged part. So because of that, what will happen now, these will act as the bridge, or they will make a connection between the upper part, that is stem part, and the lower root part. Okay, so this is your bridge grafting, again done in the apple, pearl, walnut and cherries. But usually this is done in the forest fire or the plant or the orchard plant that are damaged. This bridge grafting is very much used. Okay, now I think everything is clear from the grafting. Now let's move to the part of budding. See what happened in grafting, you are taking a whole stem, a whole part. But in budding, you will have to make sure that the whatever part you are choosing, there is a bud. Now what is a bud? See, sometime what happens, apical tissue will be active there. There will be some leaf and a bud-like structure. You know, small structure is there. So this will be, when you are using this particularly bud structure, okay, internodal part, a bud appears. So what you will do, between after internodal part, at the nodes these buds appear. I think we have seen it in the sugarcane and all. The buds are quite prominent. So when you are using, similarly for a grafting, you are using the buds of the plant, and these buds usually are responsible for arrival of new branches, okay, and sub branches. So we are picking this. Okay, Sushma, what happened in epicotyl grafting? This is your seed. You will put it under soil. In this seed you will see there is a sprout. So you will remove the soil, pick this particular plant, and you, among this sprout, you will take a branch and you will connect this sprout part to the branch. So this is your sprout part, ये है आपका sprout part, and ये है आपकी branch. So this will now act as a one plant. Is it clear? Do let me know, or I'll explain it. But for now, let's move to the next budding method. Okay. Budding method. So what is happening in the budding? See, we are picking the buds. What is the bud? I think I have explained the node-like structure, the new node-like structure with the leaf and the other structure found between internodal after the end of the internode. So suppose there is a branch. So this will, here you will find an internode or the bud. So when you will use this in the method of grafting or for propagation, you will call it the budding method. So आप इस part को लेंगे and you will pick a parent part. So you will pick, similarly in grafting we were saying scion and stalk are there. In this you will say bud. So your parent plant and bud is there. So for budding, whenever they explain or whenever you see bud, it means we are talking about budding. If we talk about the stem or other part, it will be grafting. So if the difference is clear, do let me know who in the chat section, or I'll re-explain it. Okay. So talking about the budding, simple kind of budding that are quite going on or quite common are T budding and inverted T budding. The T budding is also called shield budding. So these are quite easy to understand. I think every one of you will be able to understand. So what you'll have to do, you'll have to make T-like cut in the plant. Okay, आपने stem से क्या किया? You have removed a T-like structure. So आपने one cut you put horizontally, one cut you put vertically. Now what happened? This will be open like this. You can see it open like this structure. Okay, once this is open, the bud part you have taken. See, दो branches के बीच में, this is main branch and this is a particular green part, that is bud. This will be responsible for further sub branching. So आपने ये part pick किया and you put it there and then you close it. This is your budding, simplest budding, T budding. Example: peaches, apple, pear, dogwood, citrus, rose, plums, apricot, almond, pistachio. Most common method is T budding, and again remember it, quite easy T budding is. Now inverted T budding, as the name suggests, इसमें आप T बना रहे थे, now you will put this kind of T. So this kind of T will be there. Now why we are doing it? इसमें क्या होता है, rain आती है, so rain is directly get collected here. Sometimes your budding is not clear. In that inverted T budding, what will happen? It will prevent rain, because see, we are closing it outside, so rain will not go inside. So T budding, again you are putting a T-like structure. Now this the cambium layer will open. You will put it here, paste it. Quite done in the inverted T budding. Quite easy. Example are very important for your exam that you will have to memorize are apple, peaches, pear. Again, apple, peaches, pear, mangoes, clove, apricot, roses, plum, apricot, pistachio. Because see, among these two, what we are doing, we are just inverting the distance. So method, the plant that can take T shield will also be able to take inverted T budding. Okay. Now talking about the patch budding, first of all. See, when we are talking on a patch budding, what we are doing, so be very clear when you are studying it, because the other type of budding we will study are related to this only. So similar method is there, but we are differentiating the patch and we will divide it according to that. So that only part you will have to understand. The other part will be quite easy for you to understand. So what we are doing in the patch budding, we are removing a part of the wood in a patch structure. So cambium layer जो आप remove कर रहे हैं from the stem, it will be cut. इसमें हम T बना रहे थे, so we are not completely removing it, but in the patch layer what we do, we completely remove it. Okay, this part will be completely removed. See, like this. और इस patch में you will introduce a new bud. Now this will grow. You will tie it. After some time it will become a part. This will grow, and that is your patch budding. I think quite easy, quite simple to understand. There is not much math, but what you will have to remember for the example that are guava, pecans, and walnut. Okay. Now moving to the chip budding, again a type of patch budding, because what we are doing, we are making this kind of structure. See, wedge-like structure like we make in the grafting, na? So we are making this kind of structure, and we are fitting the new bud wala branch in the particular part. Okay, so this will be cut again. As we have studied in the grafting, what will happen? This will have a structure that will fit. Okay, and bud will be cut into a part that will fit into this particular part. Again, we will fix it here, and this will be done, patched up, and your new plant is ready. Quite easy, but what we will have to remember that for most fruit, chip budding you will see, and especially in the case of grapes, you will also see chip budding. So again, what you have to remember from budding, just name and the example. Moving to the other kind of budding, these are your eye budding. So very simple, tea budding, eye budding, patch, naam se pata chal ja raha, you will be able to understand now. So talking about eye budding, what you are doing, you are making an eye alphabet, not EI. So eye like cutting you are doing. So see, you are removing the whole ring, but you are leaving a little part here. That is eye budding. Ab aap kya karoge, the bud part you are taking now, that will be also in a rectangular shape, and it will cover the whole plant, but ye wala part that will not cover. Okay, so that is your eye budding, cyan and stalk. Just called. Okay, now done in the forest and fruit trees. Okay, now talking about the forked budding. So what is forked budding? See, you are making a flap like structure. जैसे पर्दे होते हैं ना घरों में, you are making this kind of structure. So suppose this is your plant, you are cutting it 3 ways, but you are leaving the top part. So what you will do, you will take a bud part, you will pick it, put the bud part there, and you will cover it further. Okay. Okay, Deepak said I'm not audible. Is the voice, am I not loud enough? Please do let me know in the comment. But I'll try to, be a little more loud. So in the forked budding, what happens? See, you are making a flap like structure. Okay, I think parde like structures are there, so that you will do. So what you are doing, you will pick the flap up, you will put the bud wala budding structure there, and you will close the flap, then you will wrap it. Okay, that is your forked budding. So this is again used in your fruits and forest, fruit tree and forest tree. Now the question and the most confusion from the people come from the ring budding and the flute budding. See, in ring budding, okay. See, Deepak, okay, not Deepak. Okay, Deepak, everybody is saying the audio is fine. Just check your device. There might be a problem in your device. So the ring budding, what we are doing, we are completely in a ring. Quite easy. जैसे आपकी ring होती है ना, completely from all side, it is spherical. Okay. So what we are doing, we are completely removing it. Okay, cylindrical part we are totally removing from the fork, and the bud structure is removed introduced at one part. That completed your ring budding. Quite easy. There is no problem here. So bear, peach and mulberry, we use ring budding again. Read the example. You don't need to completely remember what the ring budding is. Roughly you will have, I think budding is quite easy. नाम से पता चल जाएगा. कोई I कह रहा तो I like रह रहा है, T रह रहा तो we are cutting, making a T like cut. Okay, now moving to the flute budding. This is similar to ring budding. We are completely removing the part, but what we are doing, we are just leaving a eye like. See, now somebody will ask, what is the difference between eye budding and flute budding? The difference comes from the part of budding we are taking. Here we are taking a ring like completely. Okay, this will completely fit in the eye budding method. But here what we are doing, the part we are taking is again very small. It will just fit another this portion and we will cover it. So this is your flute budding. So is everything clear from every kind of budding? If there is any confusion, Do let me know if you want me to explain any other part again. Do let me know that too. I'll just wait, or if everything is clear, we will move to the next modified part. Okay. So do let me know in the comment. So Albert say everything is fine. If anybody has any doubt, or if everything is clear, do let me know now so that we can move. Okay, eye and flute. Okay, see, again, this confusion is quite common. What happened in eye budding? The cutting is same in both eye budding and the flute budding. You can see cutting you are doing is similar. कि आपने सारा cambium remove कर दिया, eye-like structure you have left. But where the difference lie is, जो आप बडिंग का पार्ट ले रहे हो इन आई बडिंग दैट विल कंप्लीटली कवर द लेफ्ट पार्ट. जो अभी पार्ट आपने रिमूव किया है इसमें कंप्लीटली फिट हो जाएगा बडिंग वाला पार्ट. बट ये नहीं होता है फ्लूट बडिंग में. फ्लूट बडिंग में क्या करते हो आप, एक पोर्शन पे लगाते हो उसे. यू वोंट ट्राई टू कवर होल पार्ट, बस आपने एक पोर्शन पे लगाया एंड यू विल कवर इट. दैट मच इज द डिफरेंस बिटवीन फ्लूट एंड आई बडिंग. नो मच डिफरेंस इज देयर. Okay, Harsh said, Harsh, what we do as we are removing the cambium in the eye budding, similarly we remove in the flute budding too. But the difference is, उसमें जो हम part ले रहे हैं, that is completely covering our cambium, but in the flute budding, it just fit in the one portion. Okay, एक portion fit हो गया, that is enough. Now we will cover it and new plant, our plant is ready. This is the difference between eye budding and flute budding, and this was flute budding again. If again difference persists, do let me know. Okay, Anuradha said ki doubt is clear. Harshil, are you clear on the doubt too? Please do let me know. So I think we should move to the next part. So now let's move to the, okay, now let's move, Anuradha clear. So now let's move to the modified part. Okay, now what we are doing in the modified part, see. I said कि seed से plant आता है, but some plants say no, we have other ideas too. So what are these ideas? These ideas are, they are saying we are not going to use our seed part. Okay, we will grow a plant but not from seed. So in case of suckers, what happened? This happened in case of aloe vera, banana and pineapple. I think most of you might be a little confused कि how banana get propagate, by plants कहाँ से grow हो रहे हैं. So what happened in this case? And from the under soil, what happens, जो ये root का part होता है, that grow simply a root का part decided, okay, I need to grow as a new plant. So this new plant that will grow, that will act as a sucker. Okay, after few time, what you'll do, you will totally remove. It will be completely detached from the parent plant, and now you have two banana plant. Okay, quite easy. Nothing there is to discuss. But what you have to remember, sucker भाई जमीन के नीचे से आ रहा है, just started growing a new part. Happens in aloe vera, banana and pineapple. That is all. Now moving to the tuber part. Tuber part you have seen, I think in monsoon season what happens in our potato, a bud-like structure or the eye of the potato appears. So what happened, these are called tubers. In tubers, the stem part and from the root part, sorry, stem part or the lower stem part, what happens, a new bud-like structure appear and they grow into a full plant. Again, in this we need parent plant, and from parent plant the material is coming, or the plant new plant is coming. In this, the stem part, you all know that in potato we are eating stem part. So stem part से हमारे new वो आ रहे हैं, buds आ रहे हैं. So that is the tuber, that is called tuber. And your example again very important, you will have to remember. One we can see is potato, the other are asparagus. Okay, Disorchia glorious, Glorisa, Superba and Ipomia. So these are the species in which we see tuber. Again talking about rhizome, these are again structure, but see there is one thing. If your rhizome doesn't have a bud-like structure, you can see a little green bud-like structure, your rhizome won't be grown as a new plant. But as we have seen in the case of ginger, what happens, this is a ginger, a little bud-like, this is whole as a rhizome. Okay, a bud-like structure appear. If you put that under the soil, this will grow as a new plant. So this is your rhizome, and it happened in ginger, turmeric, Costa species and banana too. So these are the example of your modified plant part. And now you'll have, if anybody has any doubt till now, do let me know. This was a quite easy, yet again this is very important for your NABARD examination. What you'll have to remember, example, sucker, tuber, example, rhizome, example. Very clear? This was all important for your NABARD examination that we have given. No need to go for कि method क्या है, height कितनी रखनी है, किस time तक रखनी है, मौसम क्या चाहिए. That will be too much. Okay. Now moving to the next. Micro propagation. Again, this is something if you will understand one time, you won't forget it. So I think tissue culture, you know. If those of you who know tissue culture, the micropropagation is tissue culture with plant. And if anybody don't know what happened in the micropropagation, we are first of all taking a medium. Okay, एक nutrient medium हम ले रहे हैं, and plant से we are taking a tissue. So this is our medium. We introduce a tissue here in the culture. Again, this culture should be rich in nutrient. The plant, whatever nutrient plant rich, free from any diseases or the disease causing microorganism. There should be no pest. So these are the basic कि भाई डैमेज नहीं होना चाहिए, हमें सपोर्ट करना अपने प्लांट को टिश्यूज को, बिकॉज टिश्यू इज वेरी फ्रेजाइल. We are not taking a part like stem or the root or anything. The tissue is very fragile, can die anytime. So aseptic medium, nutrient medium is prepared. Then we put our tissue here, and from this tissue what happened? The multiplication happened. They start to grow, and slowly your whole plant will be grown. Once the root are there, okay, what you will do? You will slowly solidify the medium. So maybe gel medium से आप आ जाओगे. Then you will, if the plant is completely acclimatized and the grown, what you will do, you will put it in the soil. So quite easy. Tissue say you have started to make plant. So this will be micro propagation. In what plant there is this is done? This is done in oil palm, plantain, pine, date, eggplant, jojoba, pine, pineapple, rubber tree, cassava, yam, sweet potato, tomato. Okay, banana varieties like so. Whatever important variety is there, you can use it. Okay, Srivanti, Gross Michael, and Grand Nail. तो इन सब में हम क्या यूज करते हैं? माइक्रो प्रोपगेशन. अगेन टेक टिश्यू इन द मीडियम, विल ग्रो, एक्लेमेटाइज. एक्लेमेटाइज करना मतलब जिस नए मीडियम में हम इंट्रोड्यूस करें, इट बिकम हैबिचुअल, कि उसको आदत हो जाए इसकी. सो दैट विल बी योर एक्लेमेटाइजेशन. सो वंस योर प्लांट इज एक्लेमेटाइज कि ओके मैं रह सकता हूँ, वी विल से ओके गो सॉइल में डाल दो. So your plant will grow, and again it will start fruiting. You will started to have advantage. So if everything is clear from the vegetative propagation, now it is the time we should attempt the PYQs, and there are some questions I have added in the same line. The NABARD can ask the question, and of course there will be a homework question for all of you. So should we move? Do let me know if there is any problem in any kind of concept. Do let me know that. But again, don't go too deep on the concept. What you will have to remember, name and example. That much is quite enough. Since I know this will be quite difficult for you कि भाई हमें समझ नहीं आ रहा, हम सिर्फ रट रहे हैं. So that's why I have expanded on the concepts too. Okay. So see what happen. Anything, any plant, animal, whatever you are trying to introduce, ये आपका organism है, ये आपका environment है. Suppose ये अभी तक रह रहा है. Till now the animal is living in 15 degree and you are introducing it in 30 degree temperature. So what you will do? First of all, you will introduce it into 20 degree temperature, or maybe 17, then 20, then 22, then you will go 25, and from there you can jump into 30. So slowly acclimatize करना. In the case of micro propagation, what we are saying कि अभी तक तो हमने इसको nutrient medium में रखा हुआ है. Okay, suppose gel like में रखा हुआ है. We'll slowly solidify the medium. कि हमने ठीक है इसको थोड़ा सा solid बनाया. Once it will acclimatize to that, what will suppose we will do, सॉइल एंड वाटर का हमने कॉम्बिनेशन बना लिया. देन वी विल इंट्रोड्यूस टू इट. अगर प्लांट उसमें भी सर्वाइव कर लिया, वी विल स्लोली ऐड सॉइल, देन वी विल ऐड मोर सॉइल, देन वी विल ऐड मोर सॉइल. क्योंकि क्या होगा, यू कांट जस्ट पिक द प्लांट फ्रॉम मीडियम एंड पुट इट इन द सॉइल, क्योंकि अभी तक वो लिक्विड मीडियम में था, सारे न्यूट्रिएंट मिल रहे थे, मेहनत की आदत नहीं थी. ओके, बट नाउ इट नो कि ओके आई हैव टू वर्क फॉर माई सेल्फ. तो स्लोली यू विल इंट्रोड्यूस इट. यू आर मेकिंग इट हैबिचुअल of the condition that it is going to leave. So that is the acclimatization that I have talked about. So is it clear, Raghavi? Do let me know. Okay, so that was it. So now let's move to the PYQ that I have given you. Now you will have to give the answer. And the PYQ in the 2017 exam was, the eye of the potato is useful for. So most of you has already given the correct answer. And those of you who didn't attempt or attended the lecture late, do let me know. The answer you will have to guess. Your option are storage of food, vegetative propagation, sexual propagation, all of the above or none of the above. Okay, Albert say B, very good. Quite easy and quite direct question. कोई concept आपसे पूछा नहीं जाएगा. Directly example will be there. Boom, tell the grafting method. Sushma said B. B. Very good, Sushma. Okay, Urmila said B. 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 Okay, B. I understand. So, okay. Most of you are giving the correct answer. Very good. The correct answer is, of course, the vegetative propagation. Okay. Now moving to the practice question. Okay. Okay, Jayesh. Everybody has given the correct answer. Very good. Now it's time for the next question, and that is your practice question that can be appeared in your exam. So, air layering we are talking about is useful for which of the following? Your option are lychee, guava, mango, all of the above, none of the above. So do let me know. Air layering, I think quite easy it was. We are not using any medium. Okay, Albert said D, all of the above. Okay. Okay, do attempt it. Even if you don't remember, just try to attempt it. Because again, if you are wrong here, you will remember it for the longer time. Okay. Okay, Urmila said D, D, D. So I understand that might be all of the above. So Ragvi also said D. Okay, so very good. All of you seem to give the correct answer, and of course the correct answer is all of the above. Okay, if you don't remember, don't worry. Once you make the notes, okay, Jayesh, very good. What you'll have to remember, example and method. So just as you can see in the example, direct question, simple question, and directly will be there. Moving to the next question, rhizome is a mean of vegetative propagation in which of the following? Again, there can be more than one answer. Do let me know. Okay, everybody of you has given the correct answer. Vishal said E. Vishal, okay, Albert said B, ginger. Okay. See, there is a little trick here. Okay, so most of you seem to give answer B, but you are partially right. Why? See, rhizome, when we talk about ginger as well as banana was there. Okay, so again, the correct answer will be, of course, your, okay, for this, of course, ginger will be the answer, but D will also be the answer. So that was again the multi option answer. So you have to keep in mind both will. Okay, Urmila has given the correct answer now. So now I think in the option I have written B2, but it will be B and D. Now moving to the eye of potato is useful for that we have discussed. In our grafting, okay, this is your homework question that you will have to attempt. Okay, PYQ, what kind of PYQ can be there? Quite easy and quite simple. Okay. Inarching grafting method is practiced in which of the following? Your option are mango, bear, fig, all of the above or none of the above. So, no, you have to answer in the comment section. That is your revision question. So once you have started the whole topic, go, since it was a PYQ, it is important that you should know it. So go for this and reattempt the question. Okay. I won't tell the answer right now. So that was the end of the class. If you have any doubt regarding the lecture, okay, somebody asked the question in the beginning. Do let me know. Okay, I'll check the. Okay. So Yogesh asked if this video are important. Okay, cover all. So Yogesh, I told yesterday too. What happens? See, the topic we have covered are the most important for an NABARD examination, and 80% of ARD static portion, according to the trend, we have tried to cover. But that doesn't mean that NABARD can't change the pattern. That doesn't mean that the 20% that has left. So I would recommend you take this video. This will cover your basics. So if you are going only for phase 1 or you are taking the basic exam, that will cover your base. But what you'll have to do again, you'll have to, by yourself, you'll have to cover some syllabus, because again the time is limited. We can't end the exam on 7, so we can't give you the knowledge for 4 months in these YouTube classes. So, but again, these will be enough if you have done a little research and you need the kind of guidance. So what we will do, we will try to provide you most important topics from a particular point, but go through the syllabus. Just open your syllabus, pick a topic and see what subjects are given. Okay, subjects are given in NABARD syllabus. You will see एक syllabus दे रखा, topic दे रखा, उसके नीचे बहुत से topics हैं. Okay, suppose there is agriculture farming, you will see, sorry, agriculture engineering you will see. So you will see A, B, C, different topic are there. So what we have done, we have picked the most important one and the part from where most question have appeared, and we will try to cover it. But again, if you want to 100% cover your syllabus, you will have to go for the, or you will have to go for the other sources too. Okay, Madhavi, again you'll have to somewhat again 80% syllabus we are covering and according to the exam. Madhavi, so what you have to do for other 20%, and if there is a change in syllabus, so that will be not very beneficial for you. So I would recommend go for the source out of this too. Okay, see ESI class, Ragvi, I have asked about it. So current affairs are already going on. ESI part where your static part is a little less important, and current affair part is most important. So daily classes has been taken by the Gurkirat sir. So you can find in the our YouTube channel itself. So there are classes, so go refer to it. So if there are no other queries, thank you so much for attending the lecture, and the exam is here. Do revise your syllabus, cover all the merit section, non-merit section. All the best for the all the best for the examination. And I think you will find this session very useful for your NABARD examination. Do prepare and do revise. Again, it is not very important to you cover the syllabus. The more important part is you particularly revise it. Okay, try to retain as much as you can. Thank you so much for attending the lecture, and if you have any query, you can also write to us at hello@edutap.co.in, or you can check our website.